Hey YouTube gang, gotta lock the doors, gotta stay safe. I have a story to tell you of when I went to college, and it was a college in a very progressive sort of area, and I had yet to understand the scope of the progressive virus at the time. I think it must have been before 2012, because 2012 is when I discovered feminism on Tumblr and realized that there are a bunch of psycho-totalitarian people who disguise themselves as compassionate mother creatures when they're really a bunch of evil runts out there. So this is probably 2009 or so. I don't remember what the class was about. I think it was about food or some bullshit stuff like that. The professor was a lady, white lady, one of those skinny bird ladies. I don't remember what she was talking about, but she just said something along the lines of, there are people, in other states, but and they do this thing, but here in I don't want to say the name, but let's just say the abbreviation is SF. Here in SF, we're a little bit more sophisticated, or we're a little bit more refined, or something like that. And I was in shock at the time. And I was also in shock even more when she proceeded to use an analogy involving an alien, and she said an alien hops in a spaceship and comes from another universe. It's like, really, you're going to talk about how refined you are and how much better you are than people from flyover states, when you're not able to differentiate between a solar system and a universe? It's just this self-congratulatory crap that allows people to just be nestled safely between other idiots like themselves. So that was my yeah, that was, I guess, a moment of seeing what kind of intellectually lazy and dishonest people exist within the college system at that particular state college and beyond. So at the time it shocked me, but now it sounds like the status quo. I made a little funny recording for my friend earlier of me doing an impression of that lady, being like, we're a little bit better than everybody else, and we care about people and we help people. We're the helpers and they're the helpless, and we help them and they need our help, and we care about them, and fuck Trump, and Trump supporters are retards, and I hate them, and I want them all to die, and it's okay if they get shot when they're going to a music festival, even if they're not necessarily Trump supporters, but they fit the demographic of being white and male, or any kind of white. So progressivism, I kind of saw it transition from being about, we're a little bit better, we care about people, blah, 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 to outright being like genocidal and genocidal, hateful, hypocritical, lying about hate, using the word hate as a bad word because somebody says the N-word, and then meanwhile you say everything but the N-word. I don't like saying the N-word, I just like saying the word, but for the sake of YouTube, I won't say it. As far as I'm concerned, words are meaningless if you want them to be. Just don't call people that, because it's not nice. But throw it around like PewDiePie did, who cares? That's my view on it. But don't call people mean names. I don't know. I'm in favor of being mean when it's warranted, but when you're using slurs, man, somebody has to be really, really, really fat to mock their fatness, or really gross. I think in general it's best not to mock people on surface traits, but sometimes it's really funny and you have to let it happen, because humor always wins. Humor is number one. If somebody can tell a really good joke, it's good. I don't like when people are just mean for the sake of being mean, but I do like good jokes. Also, one more thing, guys. I guess I can kind of bring this back to the teacher who said that snobby, elitist crap about the flyover states. Don't trust any progressive who makes remarks about basement dwellers, who makes remarks about Twitter followers, who makes remarks about your career path, about your $5 haircut, I think Tina Fey did. Was that Tina Fey or somebody else? Anybody who makes any sort of reference to income as a way to berate you, they are not for equality. Anybody who mocks you for living with your parents, they are mocking you for being a failure in their society. They are mocking you for class difference. And I'm not saying that that's not something I'm not saying that you can't mock people for that. I'm saying somebody who mocks you for that is not a compassionate person, and they don't care about poor people, and they don't care about homeless people, and they'll pretend to, but you can tell with these little clues. Once they mock you for, oh, you only have 26 Twitter followers? I think that's how many followers I have on Twitter. Wow. Huh. Like, I'm going to take you live in your mom's basement. It's like, okay, well, let's say somebody lives in their mom's basement. Would you rather they be homeless? And if they're homeless, then do you have the compassion for them? Do you have do you stop mocking them for that sort of thing when it gets bad enough? Or are you just a hypocrite? Are you just a filthy hypocrite mocking people for not being your equal? Wow, there's a lot of movement over there. Do you just mock people for not having what you have, for failing where you succeeded? You're not a progressive. You're not an activist. You're a hateful, miserable toad, just like me. I'm telling you, you and I, man, we're the same. Alright, well, here's some cute pigeons. Don't trust any progressives who mock surface traits. They mock surface traits. If they mock income or class inequality, they are not for equality of anyone. They are virtue signalers all the way. They do not care. Anybody who mocks mental illness characteristics, they are also virtue signalers. And that's to say, most people are virtue signalers. They are not sincere. They are not earnest. They are liars, and they lie to themselves most of all. But they also lie to you, and that's more important. Don't be lied to!